Howdy. Welcome to Papa John's World. So I'm getting ready to sell some of that elm I split last year, and I realized I didn't have no good way to measure it other than take a tape on the pile, and I don't think that's right. If somebody's paying you money for a commodity, it should be a measured amount. So what I want to do, I took the bucket off my little 4600. I'm going to build basically a cage that holds one face cord, and it's 6 feet wide, 32 inches deep, and 32 inches tall, and cubic inch wise it works out to be one face cord. And then I wanted to talk about this little jewel. This is commonly known as a plate dog. For pieces of plate, you can slip it in and flip the handle over. It pushes kind of a knurled, I don't know what you call it, cam, I guess would be it. And then the tighter it pulls, the tighter it pushes that cam into the plate. And they can be a little dangerous, but man, are they work savers. Anyway, this is a plate dog, and they're great to have when you're working a lot of plate. This tractor's an 04, and it doesn't have a skid steer mount. It has a mount that kind of hooks over this top, and you put it in first, and then a plate, and then it has like a 1-inch pin with a linch pin through it, the same snap pin that works on a 3-point hitch. So I'll make a plate that goes across here, a square plate out of that 1/4 inch we just brought in, and then I'll cut another piece that goes down for reinforcement just on these areas. And bottom of the bucket, a little more. That's probably pretty good. That looks pretty good. I looked for some pipe to go through it. I almost made that too narrow, but this is actually the waste piece that I cut off this. So I was trying not to waste any material. And that other plate's going to go out here, so that'll go all the way across. Help stiffen that. So I want to build a clamp that holds that. I got an idea how I want to build that. It's kind of, I couldn't find a pipe that would work well. So I'm actually 3 1/4. I'm going to cut some pieces of round stock, and let's set in here, stack another one, and stack another one, and stack another one, and stack another, and tack them on. And that's how I'm going to make that curve. Rather than bore a piece of bar and split it, and I couldn't find a good pipe. This is about 1 3/16 inches. I wonder if I ought to just lay a little shim in there to do that, so I have a little bit of clearance. Let's see what I can come up with. This could be a little harebrained. This is my idea, since I don't have a pipe. One of them shorter. I gotta find my short one. It looks like I need 4 long ones and 1 short one. 1, 2, 3. This is a little bit shorter. moved when I hit it with the wire. After I weld that, I'll grind that angle a little bit. Unplug. Easy enough. Keep them separate. Which one's which? We know they both go like that. The downhill weld is probably the weakest weld of all welds, but it's very smooth and actually can be very pretty. Once that's brushed up, all them little BBs would be gone and that'd look really nice and smooth. And I tried not to get out higher than the outside diameter of that 1/2-inch rod. So you can see how pretty those downhill welds are. It's still really hot, but that's wire brushed, just with the wire brush on a grinder wheel. Make sure you wear eye protection with them if they throw wires. They'll blind you. Anyway, it still has a little bit of roughness to it, and I'm going to take a grinder and clean it out just a little bit, and that once you grind on it, you kind of lose how pretty those are. Cleaned it up a little bit on the inside and a little bit on the outside. That's the smaller side. Well, little slot. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna tack it right there. It's hot. Woo! Well, that's the John Deere adapter plate. It's welded up. I welded it up last night, so it's cool now. All the pipe for the face cord rack is cut, and it was all coped with a DeWalt cutoff saw. It should fit together pretty good. I got the first pipe on and I measured it and it's 3/4 of an inch off. I don't get it. I measured everything. Well, I'm 3/4 inch off on my center mark. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, I'm going to take my grinder and I'm going to cut the welds that I put on here for the tacks. I'm going to cut them off, take the pipe off, grind it all up again, start all over. That didn't take very long, like really 3 minutes to cut that loose. Now grind these up, grind the plate up again, put that mark where it goes. Well, everybody makes mistakes. The only person that don't make a mistake is the person that don't do anything. And just moving forward, if I would have left that, every time I looked at that, that's the first thing I'd have thought of. It's 3/4 of an inch off and I left it that way. 25 inches. Now let's see if I can measure it from the other side. Double check it. That is 25 1/8. We're going to just cheat that mark just a hair. And really, that's plenty close. It's not an inch off. Center mark. Okay, we have the face cord rack tacked together. Of course, it needs a back and a floor. Right now, it's just tacked together. All needs welded. A little gap right there. But I'm going to take it off the tractor. I got these heat blankets over the cylinders to protect the cylinders when I tacked it together. If you have a newer tractor, if you're going to weld and stuff like that, probably best to unhook the battery. The voltage on the welder can cause some damage to sensitive electronic systems. It's something to think about. Same way with a newer truck. If you're going to weld on a bumper or something like that, make sure and disconnect the battery. And that's any year from like 95 on when they went to fuel injection. Here's my elm pile. We're going to stack a face cord for a customer that's coming later today. Well, there's a face cord of well-split elm. Well, elm's about the heaviest wood we have. Let's see if we can lift it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Perfect.